Did you see this video that's blowing up right now? Yeah, the ADHD time blindness one. I love that the creator posted it. It's a conversation we need to be having, but the doctor's wrong. Great. He's making a blanket statement that people with ADHD struggle with planning or preparing or understanding themselves in the future. It makes sense from the outside. The comments are full of people saying how validating it is. I'm just giving an alternative validation. I don't want to dismiss anyone's experiences, but based off of my experience, this looks very much like someone is telling us something that is close to our reality. And when that happens, it becomes really difficult to recognize important nuance. So what's your beef with what he's saying? We all have things that we're really interested in, all the way over to things that our brain tells us to stay away from. And having ADHD, we exist more on the extremes. And over here, I'm talking about like, if I were to tell you to put your hand on a hot stove, your brain's gonna be like, no. We all have avoidance tendencies when we start getting towards this end. But he's not talking about avoiding. Avoidance manifests in things that look like time blindness. Like when I was in college and it would pop into my head that I needed to do my homework, I had the luxury of time to dismiss that thought, which of course means I'm going to forget things, but I'm not putting my hand on that stove until there's enough motivation to do it. My tipping point was when I got too close to put off. The anxiety of not having something to turn in was right in front of my face. I think that's what he's talking about. You don't feel things until they're close. But those are the things that my brain is telling me to avoid. Things like my retirement or how I'm going to view my life on my deathbed. Those are really important to me. And when I think about them, even though they're maybe like 50 or 60 years away, I exist in those moments. Like I feel them. Not everyone's as morbid as you. He's taking a manifestation of our symptoms, avoidance, forgetfulness, for one group of data, things that our brain actively avoids, and saying we all operate that way all the time. Doesn't this seem dangerously close to people with ADHD are just lazy? No, it's talking about ADHD in a way that neurotypicals can understand and hopefully have more sympathy. It's not lazy. Expecting us to put our hand on that burner hundreds of times a day is unethical. But why does it matter? It is such a good illustration of how most of our current understandings of neurodivergent brains are conceptualized by neurotypicals, who base their understanding off the way the symptoms manifest, not the underlying mechanics. What's it changed, though? I was just telling you that I need to do some work to get the house ready for winter. You're a worrier. If our brains see things fundamentally differently, and you think that I'm not able to plan or think about the future, aren't you predisposed to dismiss things that I see as very important planning as worrying? Oh, shit. We can't fix the tension between neurodivergence and neurotypicals until we start building detailed models of the mechanics instead of focusing on the symptoms.